Hello, everybody. It's Stephen the Medium getting ready for the show Through the Static. And as you know, I always do this Facebook Live before the show. So hopefully people will come on and say hi, even though it's just me. And hey, Jane, how are you? It's happy hour, Jane. So I am just getting excited and getting ready for Norca from Florida. How are you? I'm getting ready to do the show. There's no Elix today. He's doing a presentation in another part of Massachusetts. Heidi, what took you so long? Where have you been? Just kidding, Heidi. I'm so glad. Hey, David. I'm so glad all of you guys are checking in. Roselle, I thought you weren't coming. This is good. But in any case, so, hey, Christy, how are you? I can't, Jackie, I don't have Elix today because he's doing a presentation. And Amy, how are you? And is not able to get here for 5 o'clock. So, and hi, Ann. I got to tell you, just his business, his coaching business is out of control. It's just like going crazy. But, and it's like 5 of, so I've got a little bit of time. And I have not a co-host, I have co-hosts. Plural, that's going to help me out today. So, and I know you're thinking, oh, it's going to be something crazy or something foolish, right? And you're right, because I'm crazy and foolish and always silly, right? But I always have to have somebody here as a co-host. And especially, I always just love the fact that, hey, Lorraine, if someone just tunes in at some point or maybe is watching, hey, Lori, is watching Kathy and doesn't have the volume on and then just sees the co-host coming on, I think it's going to be a little crazy. People looking like, what the hell's going on with this guy? So, which I think is really funny because, hey, Jillian, because for me, Erica is to make people laugh. I mean, no, David, you know what? Good guess, but it's not Sonny and Cher. Why does everybody think, Debbie Brella, you better be watching this because the co-hosts are coming. Why does everybody think it's dolls? I mean, that's very stereotypical. Hey, Tom, just because I'm a gay male that I have dolls? You happen to be right, but I don't think that's just a right statement to say, right? So I know, of course, I miss Elix not being here, which stinks, but he'll be here next Wednesday. I'm sure I'll have a lot of phone calls to start putting through Spirit. But what do you say we bring in, hey, Janice, we bring in the co-host. Not co-host, but co-host. Well, I had dolls last time. Are you talking about you, Tom? You have dolls too? So we've got something in common. Hey, Sharon. So the co-host, because Coach Elix is not here, and Mark told me I have like a couple of extra minutes with the news. So even though it's 4:57, I think I have a couple of minutes. But these co-hosts definitely want to be here. And listen, they know this is a lot for me to do by myself. Technology-wise, there's a whole nother, I'm not really the greatest. Yeah, Tom, I don't believe you. Now, all of a sudden, 2 things before the co-hosts come on. Holly, how are you? We have a comforter on top of the bed, right? And I wash it a lot because the dogs go on it. And, I'm just a little anal when it comes to the bed and the sheets and stuff like that, right? I wash it a lot. And it's one of those it's sort of like a bedspread throw. It's on top of the bedspread, but it's just like half of the bed. And on the top, it has the buttons, and so you could actually, I guess, if you wanted to pull the inside is like a nylon kind of deal. So I wash it today, and I'm doing things. I didn't have cord. I'm doing things, and it has to go through the dryer like 3 times. I know you're wondering where the hell the story's going, but just watch or listen. So I go to open the first cycle, and it's a cocoon. Somehow, one of the buttons came off, and like the inside of the nylon came out and then just sucked up the bedspread. So it was like I should have taken a picture, a huge white, or I actually can because it's going in the garbage now. But it was a huge nylon ball, and I'm telling you, I got to work out in my arms today. I spent, I'm not kidding you, 30 minutes trying to get this friggin' cocoon out, and just to try to straighten it out. Needless to say, I got so irritated, I got scissors. I cut the damn nylon, and then I'm still trying to get it out, and I couldn't. And then I just put it in a garbage bag and said, I'm buying a new one. So that was just my day today, and then, I'm leaving the house to come here. I got to get these hosts on because I'm going to have to get next door. And now all of a sudden my car Bluetooth's not working. It's saying that there's no phone, there's no pairing. I don't know. Spirit plays with me all the time, right? Okay, so ready? Here's the co-host. And they're really excited. They're right here. They're waiting. And I know you guys are all waiting, right? Exactly, Debbie, only me. So, ready? Here they come. And they even have a theme song. That's right.
It's the story of a lovely lady who was
First
bringing up
co-host.
three very lovely girls.
There she is,
All of them had hair of gold,
Masha.
like their mother,
Masha!
the youngest one in curls.
Oh, my nose!
It's
Right?
the story of a man named Brady
Not just one.
who was busy with
Ready?
boys of his own.
The
They
housekeeper.
were four men
Another co-host,
all together.
Alice. How's
They
this?
were all alone.
How's this music too, right? Yeah, I should get a lot of hearts and likes. Last co-host, there's 3 of them. Ready? Greg, Johnny Bravo, Greg Brady. Look at this. Co-host. Now, they're very quiet. They're not going to say much. But let me just tell you something. When these dolls came out, and I think I got to get next door soon, but I'm going to keep Facebook Live on. It was pretty funny, wasn't it? I know, I got problems. I definitely have problems. But when these dolls came out years ago, this was like right at the beginning of the internet coming out, I saw something, I don't know if it was in the newspaper or so, and the Toys R Us had them. I went to Toys R Us, and I'm a huge Brady Bunch fan. I mean, I still have the lunchbox when I was a kid. I've got so much Brady Bunch stuff, right? I go to Toys R Us, and I get these dolls. There's 3 of them, and I'm all excited because on the back here, it has all 6 people, but it also said that Carol was going to be in the first set of dolls coming out. So these 3 and Carol. There's no Carol. So I said to Elix, I need Carol. We went to New York a couple of months later. I had Elix stop at every Toys R Us. If anyone wants to, well, I guess Toys R Us are closed now, but if you did want to know where a Toys R Us from here to New York City, I know. We stopped at every single one to find Carol. Got home, stopped at every Toys R Us in Rhode Island, Massachusetts. I think there was only one in Rhode Island. Ultimately, I found out that they stopped production and they never made Carol. So now, this is between me and you, because I don't think Elix knows that. And if Elix does know that, I think he would kill me, what I put him through trying to get the Carol doll. So, Brady Bunch, I mean, right, co-host, this is pretty cool. Maybe, I know you're probably thinking, maybe Elix should stay away some more times, right? So I haven't even looked at the comments, but I know all the comments are, Stephen, you're completely normal, and it's really nice to have Masha, Greg, and Alice as co-hosts, right? So, so I know, I really do have issues. So I got to move everybody over to the show, or it's going to be dead air, so I can start taking calls and bringing through Spirit, which I love to do. 508-222-1320. So call if you have people or friends that need readings. I posted on my website my class that I'm doing, my second class, and I finished the first, which is 6 weeks. It was amazing. And personal attention to each person. I maxed it out at 7 people, which I thought was a good number. It's really great. So I think there's some more spots open, even though I think I did get some more registrations, so I'm not really sure how many more, but if you're interested, take a look. If you know someone who's interested, take a look. And tomorrow night I'm doing an event. I couldn't post or advertise the event because it's a private company who is paying, so I can't, just have public coming in, but that's going to be a really great event. So you're going to stay with me? We're going to go next door. I know Elix always is the one that watches these comments. When I'm doing the show, I'll only be able to do it in break. So, but let's do this. So let's move over. It's so cool that you guys stay and get to start here on Facebook Live and then move over. So we're going to start with Through the Static. I got to put my kids away. In my office at home, I have law books, and then I have toys. In the same office, one angle, you look in my office, you see all my law books, right? The other angle, you see my Brady Bunch, memorial with all my Brady Bunch stuff, Sesame Street stuff. I do got problems. So, all right, let's go. All right, let's go. Let me see. You think I would know how to turn this, but I don't. Yes, I do. Okay, so here we go. This is not easy by myself. All right, here we go into the lobby. That's where all the guys are. And here we are into the studio. We got the wonderful Mark here. And Mark, everybody loved the hosts, or the co-hosts.
Oh, great. Oh, by the way, can I steal you for 30 seconds?
Well, Facebook Live's on, so everybody will hear.
Uh-oh.
So let's not make it personal.
Well, no. No, I had to try to call in at 10 minutes up. Trying
To try to get in? Okay.
Yeah, I picked up the calls only because I had a friend of mine that tried to call in to talk to me.
Oh, and it was people for the show?
And I thought
See?
it was people for the show and didn't pick it up. So I just said to them nicely that I don't take calls
Until
to
5.
line up for the show until around 5.
Perfect.
Okay, I didn't want one of them coming back to you and saying, I talked to some guy.
That Mark is
He
mean.
got me, and yeah. So, just for, I don't want if somebody sits on hold a half an hour, Jim's gonna look at the call log
Yeah.
and he's gonna go, freaking fit.
See, you get all the back talk, like what happens in the studio,
please,
Mark
Coach.
producing. So it's just me and Mark today. I
know
keep wanting
you-
to go to the right to look at Coach Elix, but there's no Coach Elix. So,
You
and
got about 25 seconds.
well, 25 seconds. So it worked out well, right?
Yep.
And
Worked out perfectly.
and having the Brady kids and Alice, or 2 of the Brady kids, that was
You'll
pretty good,
have
right?
about
Or join the next
8 minutes for the first segment.
website at the Literacy Center.
So the first segment is going to be really quick because the news was longer today,
3603.
and
Or kid.
I can hear Nicole, or Nicole. Where did that come from? Nicolette,
We're off and running.
off and running. And good afternoon, and welcome to Through the Static. This is Stephen the Medium. I am here with Mark, producing the show as always. Always good to see Mark. And I shared with Facebook Live, and I shared on Facebook that no Coach Elix today. Coach Elix is abandoned, or has abandoned me. I don't know where he is. He may just be picking out some tutu that he wants to wear over the weekend when we go to dinner for some friend's house. You never know. He's probably listening saying, what's wrong with you, Stephen? So Coach Elix had a presentation to do for one of the organizations for the state of Massachusetts. And I was just saying to Mark, as well as Facebook people, that Elix's business is just crazy. It is just skyrocketing. He's doing so well. You should really check it out, Coach Elix, his website. And if you know anybody, he's pretty amazing in what he does. And the great thing is that I get the benefit of him, right? I mean, with coaching, most of the time he'll tell you that I don't listen, but I really do listen. Sometimes, or many times, I'll put the brakes on and be very stubborn, as the Irish in me makes me stubborn, right? But I do listen, and I've learned so much from him. So, but I'm so glad everybody's here and everyone's listening. Facebook Live. I had co-hosts, and the co-hosts were incredible. They were a little quiet, but they were really great. They were Masha, and I think her brother's name is Greg, and the person that brought them was Alice. And they were quiet, but they did a good job, I think. So I know, as I say to Facebook Live, I need help bringing these co-hosts, which are really dolls. I think Mark is going to tune in.
Hi.
Hi. Hey.
Hi. I just wanted to throw something in since Elix isn't here,
You do that.
so we can talk about him. He won't hear it.
Yeah.
hopefully he'll be here next week.
He will.
I wanted to see about the dog cookies.
This was all planned for today. Now, if anyone Facebook Live or last week listened, we had this huge conversation about Elix eating the dog cookies, which that statement in alone, I don't even need to go any further with that because he's cuckoo. But we're going to do a taste test. And I was thinking we were going to do it today. And then, of course, I completely forgot that Elix couldn't get here. So next week, we're going to do a doggy cookie and regular cookie taste test. And Mark, right, has volunteered to actually take a bite.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
maybe
will.
we'll do like a little blind test and see if you can tell which is the dog cookie. And by the look of it, Mark, I'm telling you, you can't even tell. It's a dog cookie, but that doesn't mean, Elix should be eating them, right? Seriously, eating the cookies, eating the dog cookies.
I want to promise to your listeners and to you
Okay,
and to Coach Elix,
right.
I will be totally honest.
Oh, I know you will.
If I spit it out on the table, it
Face
means
towards
that-
Elix,
you
not
know,
towards me.
If it has any decent taste to it whatsoever, my guess is, here I am, I'm monopolizing your.
No, I want to hear.
right?
I want to hear.
My guess is that it'll probably be kind of neutral, meaning that they don't put sugar in it or something to sweeten it up for like a human.
Well, I'll tell you.
palate.
I'll tell you. For many years, I buy a dog cookie, and it's from Three Dog Bakery. Which these cookies that Elix, again, is sucking down with coffee after dinner, which is so crazy. But they're expensive cookies, but the Licking Crunch, they're like vanilla, they're like Oreos and then vanilla Oreos. And a couple of times, like as I'm opening them up, the cream gets on my finger, and of course I'll taste it. And actually, the cream tastes fine. It tastes like a cookie. And I get people trying it. I get it. I understand that. But what I don't understand is Elix going back to the supermarket and putting them in the same place where the chocolate chip cookies are. And again, the dog's looking at him with a pissy face like, hello, you're eating our cookies. It's not right. So next week we'll do it. He will be here. I think it'll be kind of fun to see what your opinion is of these cookies.
I'm actually looking forward. My mother thinks I'm crazy.
Well, I have to agree because
That
you're
I'd
looking
even
forward to
try
it.
it.
But we'll do it. We'll do it next week, and we'll see.
I have eaten a milk bone in the past on a bet.
So I'm around crazies. You may think that because I pulled out dolls on Facebook Live, but with Masha and Greg and Alice, that I'm a little nuts. But listen, I've got two people with me, Elix and Mark, that eat dog cookies. Right?
Well, somebody bet me to try a milk bone, and first of all, they're hard as a brick
Did you have milk with it?
because
No.
no, I think it was liquor of some sort.
You need liquor to eat the milk bone.
They're hard as a
A lot
brick.
of liquor.
They're hard as a brick, number one. Number two, the taste kind of reminded me of something like shredded wheat or,
Did you say shredded wheat or shredded wood?
well, that too. they were very, non-distinct as far as,
Well, I think you're going to find the other ones. If this crazy is eating them the way he is, I think you'll find it a little bit different next week. But I'm excited about that. But before we take the break, I want to just say that on my website, I did put my class that for the first time, I taught a class which was 6 weeks, and that finished up in April. No, the end of March, I think, or maybe the beginning of April. And now I put it up there again to do a second class. And so if you're interested, go to my website and take a look. And what I love about it, and I call it a very different mediumship class, is that it has all the basics that you need if you're interested or you feel like, you're connected. And, I say, even if you don't, you are, because everybody's connected. But I do individual work with each person to try to pull out what their strengths are and with the connection. So I loved doing the class. That's why I did it again, and I'm really excited about it. So if you're interested in it, take a look on it's always Stephen the Medium. You can take a look and see what it's all about. There's more specifics and more details How much longer before a break? Do we still have some time?
About 45 seconds.
45.
But if you want to do it now, we.
Let's do it now because that way I can come back
Okay.
and do calls. So 508-222-1320, and when I come back, if there's people, I will take the calls.
Oh yeah, there's people.
Oh, there's people. So the phones are up and ready. And hey, everybody. Hi, Hilda. How are you? You know, it's so Alan. Hey, it's so difficult with this. The studio is beautiful. It really is because this is a brand new studio, but there's gigantic windows here, and the glare on these windows is just very difficult to actually see. People's comments. Like I can sort of see them. And Melissa, my dad died 15 years ago. Oh my God, Melissa, today? Yeah, today. Wow, Melissa. Well, hopefully you'll keep trying to call as these calls. I finish with them. So, hey, you know who's watching? Coach Elix.
Okay.
Hello, Elix. Yeah. Marcus just stepped right into your shoes, Elix. Just chatting with me the first segment. Of course not. And we're excited about next week with the doggy cookie. So, any questions, Melissa? I mean, I feel so bad about that. I mean, I know for all of us, whether it's a year or whether it's like 20 years, the anniversaries are difficult, right? I mean, it just brings back all those emotions and sort of that grieving piece, different than when you lost them. But so I get it. And one of the greatest things is to to be able to get messages from our loved ones. So, dear Lord, maybe it's just my eyes going. One of the students I meant to say, I think I missed that comment, Kathy. So, this is so cool. I love everyone. Hi, Elix. Everyone's just giving Elix some love. Hey, Janae, me too. I can't even tell you how much those Monday nights, very much missing. Hey, Tammy. I did a video about doing some free readings, and I did tell one person who I'm going to do, but there's a couple of more that I have selected. I just have to reach out to. So, but thank everybody, and I thank everybody because the amount of people that responded about that was fantastic. It was just so crazy, and I love to get to do this and to be up and close and personal with whoever I'm doing this with, and especially if financially people 20 seconds financially people can't afford it. So it's great that I can get to do this and to see people, and as I mentioned, giving a big hug. So hey, Fick is here. So I have like probably 10 seconds now that I got to get back on. If you want to hear the calls, I don't think you can hear through my headphones. You have to actually go through WARA. I got to get back on again so there's no dead air. And welcome back to Through the Static on Facebook Live, which I still have going. Elix is looking and just said, hi, honey. So, and I love the fact that everyone on Facebook Live is also saying hi to Elix, which is great. And I'm glad that he gets to tune in just quickly because he's going out to dinner. And before I take the call, the first call, I just want to say that July will be a year that I started this show, July 25th. And every single Wednesday I come in knowing I'm going to get to speak to people that are listening, people that are calling Facebook Live. It is the best part of my week. I just have to tell you, I love getting to talk to people and getting to share spirit, which is a great thing. Bye. Mark's giving a little applause, so it's good. So, and Mark was the week before me. So let's do this. Let's start the calls and let's open the gate of spirit. Hello, this is Stephen. Who's this? Hey, Chris, how are you? I'm glad you're good. So, Chris, the first caller. Let me just check in on what's going on here. Um, wow, Chris, um, uh, Chris, before I even get into who's here in spirit, I keep hearing wow, this is really wild. I got great grandparents here coming through, which I don't get a lot, but they're coming through for you. But Chris, you have a lot going on. Or did you change what you're doing, or are you sort of like multifaceted, like you do a lot of stuff, or are you in school? Why do I get a lot going on with you? Well, yeah, that would definitely be a lot, especially just solely buying the house would be a biggie. Chris, where's the Anthony? Where's the A name that's coming through for you? There's it's either, Chris, either living, because a lot of times someone who's crossed wants to validate somebody who's here, or somebody that is crossed. But it's an AN name. I keep hearing like Ann or Angela or Anthony. Somebody's connected to you that they want to give validation. Nothing that you can think of? And a lot of times, people say to me that's so random, or people automatically don't give me names that are living because they think, well, no, they mean someone who's crossed. But many times, someone coming through in spirit just wants to, and I know why they're giving a validation for Angela, and it's a grandmother stepping forward. She just said, I said Angela. I don't remember I said Angela, but she's saying I did. But just, what was that? Oh, you oh, it didn't, no. What I was just gonna say, Chris, is that and there's a grandfather too. So is your dad's dad crossed too? Your father's crossed. Wow, Chris, I didn't realize that. But there's also there's a grandfather too. So your dad's dad is also crossed. Okay, perfect. So even before I get to your father, who clearly is going to step forward too, but this grandfather was just telling me that grandfather, no father, grandfather. So your papa is just letting you know that he's also stepping forward. It's just about to let you know that they're watching. Where's the tattoo on the arm come in? Chris, there's a tattoo that you're. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be, Chris. I love this. You got the tattoo on the arm, but you're like, where's that come in? It's your dad. Just when sometimes they'll be specific, and he still may, or sometimes it's just very specific in the sense of where it is. And I knew it was connected to you. It was you or somebody very close to you, but it's just your dad just putting that validation about the tattoo being on your arm. Where does the Peter or Paul come in? There's a Patty, Peter, Paul. There's a P coming in also for you. So just keep it with you, Chris. Are you married? Okay, so that's what I mean. Like you're with someone significant. When you speak to your significant other, ask her about the P, Peter, Paul, Patty, because your father just said he's bringing somebody in on your girlfriend's side. And by the way, your father loves her, just to make sure you know that. But Chris, did your father smoke? Why does he show me like he shows me my father, and I keep feeling like that there's a lot. Okay, so it's him. It's him then, because I can feel like my dad was a big chain smoker, and I know that whoever's coming through is just giving that as a validation. So it's just Papa just letting you know that it's actually him. Is your significant other with you? So make sure you ask her about the P name, and what's the significance with the ring, Chris? Your father keeps talking about the ring. Right. Is this like an engagement ring? Yeah, well, let me just tell you, no one in spirit's saying you need to get married. They're just giving a huge thumbs up to her because your father just keeps saying there's a very big connection. It's a way that your dad is just saying that he knows about the ring. That's what it's about. There's something, Chris, with the license plate also. There's a license plate. When spirit, your dad or Papa shows me a license plate, it's either there's like something connected to a license plate, or someone just someone just did something with a registration, or
Recently, I had a license plate. My girlfriend's brother had passed away. They have like numbers that they don't play that was given, and I had that on my plate.
I love this. So know that it's also your girlfriend's brother stepping forward to let you know that he's here for her. And as much as they love her, your girlfriend's brother just gave you a big thumbs up. Spirit's very excited about the connection that the two of you have. Who sews, Chris? Who was like did alterations or sewed, like Afghans, or why do I keep getting sewing? Somebody's sewing, either someone who's crossed or somebody who's here, but there's sewing going on, and I don't know if this is connected to your girlfriend. The Angela cousin that you talked about is not the one they were giving. Your girlfriend must be connected to an Ann or Anthony or another A connection, because they're pulling me to her side. Okay, just make sure that if she can't hear the conversation, you let her know, or she can go to you both can go to WARA when the. Okay, all right, perfect. So, and John, Julie, who's GJ name? Okay, but who's here? Who's living? Okay, what's the three? Are there three of you? Oh, wait a minute. So you had a brother that passed away also? Oh my God, Chris. No wonder why there's so many people around here. So there's the two of you left and your brother's crossed. Okay. The reason why your dad gave me the 3 and 3 kids is that he just wants to give a validation, and also to let you know that Mike's here. The A name is a middle name. So one of you has connection to an A name that's an Ann, Anthony. There's an A connection in the middle, because your father just puts the two names together and it's the middle name. I love how you. Is she crossed? Okay, so check it out, and if it is, just know, Chris, that it's her stepping forward. Why do they show me a van? Did someone drive a van? Okay, perfect. So it's Chris. It's a way to let you know that your father and everybody else in spirit, your brother, are all watching your brother in the van. But let me just tell you one last thing before we finish, Chris. Your brother just said to me that somebody is either planning or there's somebody that did a tattoo for him. Something connected to him.
Yeah, well, not my brother. Eric's brother, my other brother. I ended up getting a tattoo.
There it is, Chris. Oh my God! So know that both brothers are tag teaming, and they laughed when they said tag teaming because there must be a connection with wrestling. I don't know if someone watched wrestling, but there's something with wrestling that they made me use tag teaming. But just know that both of them are. Listen, you're here, you're with your girlfriend, and both lost brothers, and both brothers are here to say we're still with you, how much they love you, Chris, and giving a big thumbs up to where this relationship's going in the house. Also, they're giving a big thumbs up. No, listen, thank you for calling and lots of love to both of you, and you have a great day. All right, bye-bye. Okay, we'll be right back.
Wonderful. Just about on the nose.
What was that?
Just about on the nose.
Perfect. You know, it's so wild that when I'm talking to this gentleman, clearly he sounded very young, Chris, and such a nice guy, and he's with his girlfriend, both lost brothers, and you know, both brothers talking at the same time because they know that I have both on the phone, and I thought it was the Chris's brother who's saying, you've got to validate, someone's got a tattoo in memory of me, and ultimately it was his girlfriend's brother, and it was just giving validations to each one of them to say that each brother is still here, they've gone nowhere, and they're watching and listening, and everybody else that came through his father and his grandfather. That's how it works. And some people, a lot of times, I tell people when I do these readings that they bring up random things. And it's something on the radio, I really can't, I don't have time to do like a whole, like sort of like mini presentation of how this works. But when I do readings, whether it's big events or like even a private reading, I always tell people that how it sort of works, and that many times, it's more common than uncommon that your loved ones will bring up something completely random. Like you may say, why would they bring that up? Last week I was doing a reading with this woman, and I kept saying her mother came forward and kept talking about the toaster. I'm like, why is your mother talking about a toaster? And it took her a couple of seconds, but then she said, yeah, this is really weird, but yesterday or 2 days ago, I got a new toaster and I threw the old toaster away. And it was a validation just to say that she knew that. And even though it's like so crazy random, it's not about the toaster. It's about saying, I'm standing right next to you. I'm there every day. 25 seconds, 24/7 with you. I'm watching you. I'm hugging you. I'm guiding you. And I'm with you. I'm here all the time. So it's pretty wild. So let me get back
For
on.
more information
So
on how to volunteer
just a little
or join
explanation.
the next tarot reading, you can view our
10
website at
seconds.
theliteracycenter.com or call 508-226-3603. The Literacy Center, building a better community.
And welcome back to Through the Static. I love speaking to Chris. He's with his girlfriend. Unfortunately, they both have brothers who have crossed over, but clearly is still there, and both giving validations to both of them, which is so cool, and I love that. So let's go to the next caller. Hello, this is Stephen.
Hi, this is Steven.
Hey, Stephen, how are you? Good. It's good to hear from you, and I'm glad that you called, Stephen. I've said this before, Stephen, and to other people, that when I pause, it's because everyone's talking very quickly, and I'm telling them all to calm down. Stephen, my last caller, and I'm sure you heard, they were talking about a license plate. And why do I get the license plate again for you? Well, it doesn't have to be you. Remember, just think open. Like, think of your family, people who have crossed. Either someone had like a vanity plate, or somebody transferred a vanity plate, or there's something with a car registration. But your dad is crossed.
Yeah.
Um,
Possible connection I come up with you said transferring, or my father had a vintage Mustang that we sold like some years after the time. That's when connected the license.
just know that when I talked about the transfer and before you told me your dad stepped forward, it really is just your dad giving that validation of the, your father just said, I know the way my son just said it, it sounds nice, but it was really nice. The vintage Mustang. So, yeah, he's telling me, Stephen, I'm telling you, he's telling me like this was beautiful. When he talks about it, why does he talk about blue? What's blue? I don't know if this is. It could be. I love Stephen. The house was kind of bluish. It was really yellow, but it looked like it was blue in the sun. It's, anything and everything that comes out of my mouth, Stephen, is not me. It's your loved one. So it's your father just making sure you know it's him, and thus the reason why he also had me say yellow. It's random, but it's just to let you know that it's all sort of like heartfelt stuff that he wants to make sure you know. This reading is all about Dad, he just said. Nobody else but your father. So he's just giving that as a validation. Was somebody diabetic? I mean, I know that people are diabetic, but your father keeps showing me the little. Were you going to say something? Who was a diabetic? Was this his mom or the other side? Was a diabetic. Just know it's a way that even though I think she trumps your father, even though he said no one else was coming through except him, but I think your grandmother trumps him and says, no, I'm coming through. They just showed me the little mechanism that when you take blood each day, and I knew they wanted to give it as a validation for diabetic. Stephen, do you have pictures of family, like old pictures? When your father and grandmother stepped forward, did somebody wear a headband? Well, I don't know where these pictures are, but next time you look through these pictures, make sure you just are very conscious about, this could be a guy or a girl. I don't know who it is, but your father and grandmother just keep putting a headband on my head. So it's something, and it makes me feel like there's a snapshot of it. And I don't know if it's just somebody would wear a headband or if there was a joke. I don't know what this is. But your father keeps showing me this. He keeps showing me a flag too, your father. A flag. But it's not a military flag, it's a gay flag. Your father keeps waving. Why does your father keep waving a gay flag? Oh, well, it's yeah. I mean, well, it's when Spirit does this, Stephen, it's also just a way to say how proud he is of who you are. And I mean, I know that your father also just said that so many of the attributes. He's funny. Your father's very funny. So much of the attributes he had, you have, and especially the way your mind works. And are you close to finishing something? Are you close to? Why did your father say that you're? Okay. Perfect. So it's also a way, Stephen, to let you know that your dad is making sure you know he's with you. Where does Fred come in? Fred? Oh, because he. This is definitely right now. It's definitely Uncle Fred. My middle name is Frederick, and he just said, "Say your middle name." So just know that Uncle Frederick is stepping forward, or Uncle Fred, to let you know that he's here with you. I understand why Uncle Fred just stepped forward too, Stephen. Is that Uncle Fred just said to me that you would never guess this, but he is like a muse for you. He's always with you, especially in your creative pieces. You would automatically just, and you know your dad's with you, but Uncle Fred helps a lot. Uncle Fred is kind of taking over a guardian angel role for you. So make sure as you're doing this novel, which I think it's so cool that they wanted to acknowledge the novel, but just make sure you know that as you're doing this and working on it, that your Uncle Fred is with you. And always make sure you talk to him about it too.
I would have said, like you said, I could have never.
That,
He was a great teacher, but I never thought helping with my writing.
hey, listen, once we're in spirit, he has a big, strong attachment to you. And it's because it makes me feel almost like a son attachment. He just in spirit is just really attached and just making sure that you know that he helps you. When you have or if you ever experience any kind of writer's block or where you want to go with this novel, just make sure you take a break and you just talk to and say, Uncle Fred, I need some help here. It's great. I mean, and believe me when I tell you, he's going to help. So listen, thank you, Stephen, again for calling. I appreciate it, and good luck with that novel. All right, lots of love. Bye-bye. Hello, this is Stephen. Hey, Linda, how are you? I'm doing well, and I'm glad I get to talk to you. There was a spirit line. Wow, this is really cool. There's spirit that just brought me to where you're calling from, like your physical space, and telling me that they're all around you. Linda, what's the it feels like they want to talk about the flowers, the yellow. It feels like it's yellow flowers that there's a either a mom or a grandmother stepping forward, and she keeps talking about the daisies or the daffodils or is your mom is still here? Okay, so it's both then. It's mom and grandmother. Was there an old, is there a picture of someone with sunflowers? Your mother keeps saying, you know. My daughter knows, I keep hearing. Go ahead. Oh my God, there it is, Linda. It's a beautiful way that your mom's just giving that as a validation and just making, she was going to all the yellow flowers. So even though, watch the pictures though, because your mother keeps telling me that there's sunflowers, there's something connected with sunflowers. And I can't tell if it's a snapshot or this is like a memory from years ago. Where's the Mary, where's the M come in for you? Okay, so but this is in spirit. So is your husband's grandmother? Oh, perfect. All right. So just know that definitely I'm getting a wave to wave to your husband. So you got to make sure you tell your husband that his grandmother is stepping forward to let you know that to let him know that she's here also. And who else did you say was a cousin? Oh, so not surprising that they're just stepping forward. Linda, 2 calls ago, I was talking about the sewing, and your mother just screamed at me that this is for you. Who sewed? Oh, but she was good. Yeah, I mean, she just, if I don't know if Chris is listening, but she just apologized and just kind of stepped in. She was very excited that she knew you were going to get through, and she was with Chris, even though there must be something for Chris. But your mother just showed me, and I said that's why I said she was really good, is because she just showed me that something that she made, and it was, but why did she, Linda? Why did she say you got something that she made? I don't know if this is like a blanket or an Afghan or something. Wow. So just a wonderful way to let you know that they know that you have them. Was there, your mom talks about the piercing. Does someone have really beautiful eyes? Linda's like, yeah, me. Yeah, yeah. Well, usually you hear the word piercing like when you've got like a blue color or a green color. All I can tell you is that I've never heard that in spirit, but your mom is just giving that as a validation that the piercing eyes. That's all I keep hearing. What's the 6 connection? 6. So June, something's in June, birthday, anniversary, or there's the 6th of oh, so it's just always, oh, that's my birthday, Flag Day. Yeah. Linda, just know that it's a way that your dad's just letting you know that he's here too and stepping forward. He wanted to make, even though your mother can certainly monopolize this whole reading because she's very excited that she's getting to talk to you. But she's also, is it just one child or one boy? Why did your mother say one? So it's just a huge shout out to your sister, to her other grandchild. It's just letting you know that your mom's giving this as well as your dad's giving this as a validation. And Linda, one thing I have to tell you is who does something with HVAC or something with heat or air conditioning? Did someone have an issue with air conditioning or heat? Something your mom and dad's bringing up, and they keep saying that you also know about this. Either someone's in the trade, or there was some kind of memory with either something happening with someone having like something with the air conditioning or heating, something breaking. So your mom says you know. So if it doesn't come, just keep it with you, and it definitely will come at some point. All right, listen. Thank you, Linda, for calling, and lots of love. Alrighty, bye-bye, and we'll be back.
Okay, we got one on hold, so you're good for...
This time goes by so fast. Hey, everybody. Oops. Adrian, we need a date to get together. And I am really, really sorry what you posted on Facebook. I was completely shocked when I saw that and just thought maybe there's another person with that name. So that was very, very sad. And I can't imagine, Adrian, you or anybody else that was close to her. It's really, really sad. And I didn't say this on Facebook, just sending a lot of white light to her, to you guys, and everybody else that's connected to her. So, I can't believe it's 5:46. How fast this goes by. So, Linda, thank you. My mom lived with me when she was sick, and I had sunflowers planted outside the window. Hey, Linda. So I'm assuming, Linda, you're the one that just called. So that's what the sunflowers were. How wild is that? You know?
You have 2 on hold, so if you want to get
To both, I will.
in the time you can.
I will definitely do that. So, Linda, thank you for that. Your mom was just so adamant about these sunflowers.
We
And
got a minute.
okay, the wild thing is that how many times in like daily I get emails of people, especially on the radio, because it's so fast that people will email me and let me know that after we hung up, they realized what I was talking about or really what Spirit was talking about. So it's always really terrific to get that. I mean, I know Spirit's giving me what they want me to say, but it's always nice to get that validation, not for me. I mean, I know I'm giving what Spirit's giving me, but it's more for everybody else. It's just, it really makes me feel so good. That's why I do this, is that people get the validations to prove that their loved ones are here. So, Shauna, where have you been? We're going to have to talk about you being so late, so I got to get back on. But Shauna.
Okay, here we go.
Goodwill and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to Through the Static. Linda, who I just spoke to, just sent me a message saying that her mom lived with her when she was sick and that she planted sunflowers outside the window. It's always something that will come to you. And Linda, thank you for doing that. So, all right, so I'm ready for the next call.
This is the first novel from Stephen who called in.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Wow.
Yeah, there it is. All right.
I love it, Paul.
Yes, let me get out of the way. Go get him.
All right, let me go to the next call. Oh, I'm sorry, you're here. Who's this? Hello? Hello? Christy, how are you? I'm doing well. Christy, I'm sorry. Someone just ran in and I have ADHD. I just got completely thrown of where I was sitting and where I was doing, and I had no idea. So, so Christy, Christy, I'm getting a lot of stuff here. Was there a connection, Christy, with you? And I'm not really sure if this is a memory or if this is something now, but were there mountains or snow or something involved, like vacations or skiing or summer mountains, something connected with mountains? So just know, Christy, it's a way to let you know that it's a memory, and just giving that as a really wonderful validation. There's a grandmother who steps forward that she just said you wouldn't be surprised that she's always with you. So she's just giving that as a validation and hugging you and kissing you. There's also a Vicky or Vinny, or there's a V name. I don't get that. No, V as in Vinny or Victoria. What's his name? Vince. I love it. So know that grandma is just wanting to give a validation to, this is your grandson? Yeah, it's just a way that grandma's just giving this a validation. Well, who's the father figure for you in spirit? Okay, so just letting you know that he's also stepping forward. Was your grandmother like a mom? Okay, so it's either that, or because your mom is still here. Okay, perfect. So it's just a way that your grandma, when the grandmother stepped forward, I just felt the very close connection, and that's why she just kept saying like a mom figure. Was there your grandmother keeps showing me Peter Rabbit? Is there a Peter connected to you, or did someone have rabbits? What's the Peter Rabbit? Wow, so it's double validations here, Christy. So it's Uncle Pete who's stepping forward, and your kids actually have a Peter Rabbit stuffed animal? I love this. I love it. It's the best way for spirit, your grandparents and everybody else. I'm pausing because there's a lot of people coming through, to let you know that they know where you live. They that's why they choose items that your kids have. It's just a way to let you know that they're here. But Christy, I got to tell you, there's a female stepping forward too, a young female connected to you. When I get young female, it just means it's somebody who left this earth way before their time. I don't know if this is a family member, if this is a friend. How do you connect to like Chris, Kevin? What's the CK name? She's bringing this to me. So, or she connects to like the C or K name, like Kevin or Christine or Chrissy, or there's another C. I mean, I know you're Christy, but there's another CK name connected to this female. So it could be like an aunt who crossed early. It could be a sister. That maybe if your mom lost, had a miscarriage. But there's were there more than? Are there more CKs in your family? Right, but why does your grandmother talk about name handed down, like more CK names? So nobody else in the family has the CK name, like Kevin, like another C or K name, or Christine? Okay, so your aunt is crossed or here? When did she, like, how old was she? So that's her. So Christy, just know it was your auntie stepping forward. 60 to me, as I mentioned, when someone says young female, it just means that they left before their time. And 60 is way young. I mean, I even go to 70. That's still young to me. But just know that she's yelling out to her husband, Keith. Oh my God. Oh, wait a minute. So Keith is crossed also, your uncle? Oh my God, Christy. So wow, just how beautiful though is it that they're giving all these validations to you, just to let you know that they're with you and watching you. When you just said that and they got that validation, I could hear them screaming like, "She got it! Like she got it! She knows it's us! She knows it's us!" So I'm running out of time, Christy. Lots of love and thank you so much for calling. Oh, thank you, Christy. Bye-bye. Hello, this is Steven. Who's this? Cindy, how are you? I don't have a lot of time, so that's your reading. So listen, you have a great day. I'm kidding. Cindy, let me just tune into you right away. Cindy, wow, Cindy, there's also, Cindy, is this dad or grandfather? There's a big father figure stepping forward for you. Okay, so he just said to me that he had to be the first person coming through for you. So I don't know if that's what you wanted. And I always tell people you don't get what you want here, you get what you need. So your dad is stepping forward. Cindy, did somebody? Why does he keep showing me like roast beef? He keeps showing me roast beef. Did someone make roast beef? Was someone connected to me? I don't know why he's showing me roast beef, but he's showing me roast beef.
Well, he was always cooking.
Perfect. Just know it's a way, especially if he was always cooking, it's just a way to let you know that it really is him. You were really close to him. The reason why I say that, Cindy, is because he just showed me a string like wrapped around his finger and just pretty much said you're everything to him. You're like his daughter. He's everything to him. What's the 5 connection? Like May or the 5th of the month? Either a birthday anniversary in May coming up. No, it doesn't have to be this May. Or it could be an anniversary of death, or there's 5 kids, but there's a big 5 connection, your father says. 5, 5, 5. I keep hearing 5, 5, 5. Cindy, this is not the validation he's giving, but he's telling me to say this to you. Do you see repeated numbers?
Well, I have a good memory for numbers.
Well, even more so, watch the 555 number sequence, because your father says every time you see that it's him, letting you know he's giving you a sign. The 555. There's also a grandmother that keeps saying that she connects with wings, butterflies, dragonflies, birds. There's a big bird present in your life, and that's how they get to you. So just letting you know that. And where's also Lisa, Linda? Where's the L connection? Either here or crossed, Cindy. Just keep it with you if it doesn't come. Why did your father show me a bureau? Do you have are there things in a drawer for him, or is there a bureau or a drawer passed down, or did someone just buy a bureau or do something with a bureau or a bookcase or something? As long as it's got drawers in it. Because he keeps pulling the drawers out. And there's something, I don't know if he's telling me what's in the drawers but there's something connected. Cause he shows me all different sizes. Like he shows me like a little jewelry box with drawers coming out but there's something, in this material. Cindy, do you have something for your dad? Like clothing or something?
I know what it is. I think I know what it is.
What is it?
I have his baker's hat in a little glass top table.
Perfect. So no, it's just a way that he's giving this as a huge validation, Cindy, that not only does he validate that, but that he's with you all the time. And it's just, he knows how much you miss him, but he just wants to give that as a big shout out. And I wish I could keep going, but I am out of time, Cindy. So lots of love and thank you for calling. Thank you. You have a great night. And listen, I know this goes by so fast. This is Through the Static. I'm Steven the Medium with Mock Producing. Coach Elix will be back next week, but if you want to check me out, just go to steventhemedium.com, and I'm on Facebook. And thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.